Good morning all, and welcome to the AndesMETS November webinar series. It is a pleasure to welcome you all, and we look forward to our webinar in this exciting month of introductions. The purpose of this series is to create a range of conversations to stimulate and develop cross-continent collaborations. We encourage you to ask questions. More importantly, we encourage you to reach out and start conversations with our AndesMETS members. Be it that you're simply interested to know more about capability or you see an opportunity to collaborate. This new world has made video conferencing so easy, so there are no excuses. Reach out and let's have a chat. In any case, let me tell you a little bit about AndesMETS. This is an organization that represents some of the most innovative companies emerging from Latin America. All these companies are proudly owner-run businesses who understand the importance of developing long-term relationships and thrive on innovation. This webinar series is a part of an initiative to introduce the capabilities of each of their members to the Australian market. Its purpose is to start a conversation and build, as I mentioned before, mutually beneficial collaboration. The group of companies represents a highly diverse set of capabilities, and each webinar will focus and showcase two companies. We look forward to having you, the audience, join us for the series, and in particularly for the last two, as we've already completed two very exciting webinars the last two previous weeks. So let's move on with the show. It is a pleasure to introduce Mauro Mesano, the president of AndesMETS. Mauro, how are you?
Very well, thank you, Rick. Thanks for the introductions, and good morning, everyone. Thanks for taking the time to participating in this LATAM Innovation Series that is today the third session that we have organized. Next week will be the last one of this 4-week series. More or less 1 year ago, we created AndesMETS towards being the catalyzer of the internationalization of METS from this part of the world, following 4 main values. Companies that follow the globalization view, companies that follow the differentiation and highly innovative view, companies following the collaboration view, and obviously companies following the ethics and clearly following the ODS line. Today we will be hearing two very interesting companies. First of all, we will be hearing Proactiveoffice, a platform that is very well designed towards managing investment and any kind of projects, and also RMS, Analytic Asset Management company. So we'll really find a good moment for you to enjoy and understand these two cutting-edge solutions. Thanks very much, Rick, for your words, and just go ahead, starting with this presentation.
Mauro, thank you very much. As always, a pleasure chatting with you. And I think you're right. I think the two presentations today are particularly interesting. Both of them, I believe, are leading edge. I've been lucky enough to be exposed to a lot of the great innovation emerging from in the mining equipment technology sector for some time. And certainly when I met both RMES and Proactiveoffice, I was very impressed with what they do. So in any case, let's get on with it. Proactiveoffice, I wanted to provide you a brief intro. They offer a fully integrated lifecycle project portfolio management application, which is now actively being used to manage mega infrastructure project portfolios in some of the world's largest copper mines. Proactiveoffice addresses the challenges faced by mega project offices managing large project portfolios, which are often managed across multiple project management platforms, not only assisting in the project management overview aspect, but also assisting in the selection of projects, the management of contracts, the associated delivery of these projects and contracts, and capturing the learnings through their process modules, and also with a very powerful, fully customizable dashboard. So it's a very impressive offering, a complex offering, and I'm pleased to introduce the founder and CEO of Proactiveoffice, Sergio Lopez. Sergio, over to you.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for the introduction. My name is Sergio Lopez. I'm the founder and CEO of Proactiveoffice.com. It is a pleasure to be here today, and thank you for taking the time to be with us. In this brief webinar, I will introduce you to Proactiveoffice Suite, a fully integrated lifecycle project portfolio management platform, which is now actively being used to manage mega infrastructure project portfolios in some of the world's largest copper mines. I will also share some of our history, provide context how we deliver value, introduce each system, and highlight the mobile application connectivity of the suites. I will share a case study and introduce you to some of our customers. We will have time for questions and provide you with our contact details to deliver any information you may need. So let's going. So what is Proactiveoffice? In the project management world, there are endless single point solutions. How can a CEO and its team, whilst empowering and democratizing decision making, ensures there is alignment across the organization? Be it a program of strategic initiatives or a large infrastructure project portfolio, the reality today is that this challenge is often addressed by hundreds of Excel spreadsheets. We all love Excel, but we are asking too much. So imagine if we could evaluate thousands of ideas in a structured and totally transparent manner, have visibility across all our project plans, contracts, and forecasts in real time, capture processes, improvements, and learning and embedded them as we operate with access to the same trusted data and dashboards in real time. All this irrespective of the platform used, be it Microsoft Project, Prism, or Primavera as legacy software. Proactiveoffice delivers the project portfolio management office of tomorrow, today. So, where did we come from? As founders, we started in 1992, launched a fault-tolerant servers and networks provider businesses, followed by a software factory delivering a range of web applications, culminating in the world's first virtual disk drive, an early version of what you will today know as Dropbox or software as a service via cloud computing. From this rich background, Proactiveoffice were born understanding the entire value chain, starting with assisting ADP manage a 1,300 project portfolio office. The American corporation ADP were the first company in Latin America to receive their OPM3 certification from the Project Management Institute standard. From these early beginnings, Proactiveoffice worked with banks, government entities, and mining companies, and progressively built the suite we are presenting to you today. So let's see some context. To effectively manage projects, it's necessary to address planning, forecasting, contracts, approvals, processes, workflows, risks, and finally generate dashboards, reports, and insights that will empower your team to make better decisions, optimize the plans, and mitigate risks. The time layer, the access to trusted information, the greater the ability to deliver productive collaboration. But let's understand the scale. Imagine a $500 million project, probably with some 40 sub-projects. This could be a med plant with circa 200 contracts each, with many deliverables and payments, all subject to inspections, tests, results, penalty clauses equating to tens of thousands of transactions. This is the world of big project offices. So, when managing mega infrastructure portfolios with 20 or more of these big projects in parallel, when progress, forecast, projects, compliance, and contract reconciliations are required, and all the projects are working in different platforms, Proactiveoffice is assisting you in managing this world, is our biggest value proposition. So, which are our elements? Proactiveoffice Suite is composed of 5 systems which operate independently or as fully integrated platform, providing fully transparency across the portfolios. The initiative system facilitates the evaluation in a formalized and transparent manner, providing the ability to define qualitative and quantitative parameters for evaluation by multiple subject matters experts in any combination within a blind environment. The process limits subjectivity and bias in the decision-making process. It's a great tool in selecting the best initiative to be assigned capital, be it as part of a large infrastructure project or selecting the best initiative from a large ideation processes. The project system provides the ability to integrate projects from multiple platforms into a single portal. Typical project software assists in forward planning, optimizing schedules, managing changing constraints, and readjusting the critical path. Proactiveoffice project management offices with the ability to influence in the same way across the whole portfolio without hundreds of reconciliations. Projects are delivered through contracts, and our contract system assist in managing the entire contract process in line with the guidelines set by the standard of the Association for the Advancement of Cost Engineering, from contract charters through to inspection and delivery. Our processes system support agile methodologies for short and rapid cycles and supports lean construction methodologies leveraging multiple optimization loops, getting forward to full potential. Our dashboard system provides fully customizable reports across the entire suites, providing full real-time transparency as simply by using Excel dynamic tables to create your own personalized reports. Our architecture supports data collection directly from sources, be it a corporate ERP, another project management platform, or suites of mobile applications. The data is integrated into a single cloud-based platform with its own data warehouse. Information and reports and display are all displayed in a standardized global format, such as Gantt charts, risk matrix, earned value, and S-curves, key performance indicators, as found across all professional project management offices. Our mobile applications provide real-time contract updates via capture of field images, quality forms, item quantities, with many other features, leveraging the full capability of mobile devices. So let's see a case study. We recently completed implementing our suite Proactiveoffice into one of the world's largest copper mines. The objective was to improve the performance of their project vice presidency office. With $5.4 billion portfolio included 100 projects across 807 contracts. The deliverables were to eradicate all reliance on Excel spreadsheets for control and reconciliations and improve control, visibility, and traceability of information. A joint project team was established to scope the project on board the system and deploy all its features. This is a standard approach we take across all deployments. Proactiveoffice is designed to adapt to the client business's rules. We don't ask you to change the way you think is best to run your business. The deliverables were met within the project specified time of 4 weeks. The organization today has full transparency with an incredible shift from working on data gathering and reconciliation to focusing on proactively managing the project portfolio. We were pleased to additionally deliver integrated project cost management with their ERP and standardization of processes with approval workflow across the project management functions. Time constraints today limits what we can show, but we will be pleased to discuss in detail. Please contact us with any questions. Our customers that we show here is reflected because the case study we show in a typical example of an application in one of the most demanding mega infrastructure project management environments. But Proactiveoffice capabilities can be equally deployed to corporate strategic project portfolios, mid-tier project portfolios, or simply deployment of a single model such as initiatives, projects, or contracts. In this case, initiative that was used by a ministerial government departments to evaluate tens of thousands of initiatives as part of their regular allocation of government grants. Furthermore, Proactiveoffice support and its alignment with all the relevant global standards as PMI, Six Sigma, Lean Construction, RAP, Agile, PMI, ISO, etc. In closing, I wanted to thank you for taking the time to listen to our presentation, and we look forward to your questions. In terms of our objectives, we are very keen to progress discussions with mining companies in Australia that may be facing similar challenges. We are also seeking to establish a partnership with project management consulting companies to build our Australian distribution networks. Thank you once again, and look forward to your questions.
Sergio, thank you very much for a very, very in-depth presentation. Just to say, I expect that every time we have a conversation in relation to what Proactiveoffice is undertaking in Chile, and is undertaking in some of these mega infrastructure projects, it's super impressive. So look, the questions are starting to come through. There's a couple that are popping up right now. One of those, which is probably quite relevant, the question sits around how long does it take you, Sergio, to undertake, if a conversation starts with a client, how long does it take for you to do an evaluation with a client to get to a point where you can actually have a quote, and then how long does it take to deploy? And can you actually deploy from Chile? I mean, if you have an Australian client, can you actually support that client?
Thank you, Rick. This is a very interesting question. So basically, the time involved in the evaluation and also in the implementation, it depends on the methodology maturity already implemented in the organization where do we implement. For example, if the company have already documented and standardized their processes, it's much easier to implement because normally you need to just configure our systems with their methodology. So in this case, it can take between 4 and 12 weeks. And in the opposite case, where do we have to support this standardization or help them with or the best practices that we have been getting as stressors from our previous clients, this process can take longer because we have to make this help with the standardization, and it can take between 2 to 6 months. This is around the standard in the process. And regarding to if we can implement from Chile, we already have been implemented in many different countries, in Peru, Argentina, Brazil, and we also have a demo implementation for the magnesium IT in BHP in 2019. Completely successful, because basically we have already packetized or way to implement, and also there is many experience in international relationships between the people we have already in the company.
Oh, thank you, Sergio. That's really interesting. So in reality, you can actually accelerate the digitization of the processes for a company if they've already got the structures in place.
Mm-hmm.
But you can actually also help them bring their capabilities to world-class capability if they're not quite there yet, and then digitize them at the same time. So that's a very powerful offering. What sort of increments in productivity have you seen when companies implement the process control and optimization aspect of Proactiveoffice?
Well, and the process control is one of our 5 systems, but it is very influential into the productivity, because basically it is very notorious, because applying processes, controls, and optimization routines, you discover details based on the application of some standards like lean construction standard.
Yeah.
So if you mix a good technology to capture these processes with the optimization of these processes as a method, the results finally carry on the teams to fulfill the full potential that they have. So we have seen many increments in the productivity regarding, like in underground mining, for example. We have a case, a very documented case, where they increasing 45 centimeters by each shift. So if you multiply 2 shifts per day for a project that takes 3 years, it's a lot of meters, and it's a lot of $1 million saving.
Yeah. No, thank you, Sergio. I can see the significant benefits. At the end, the resources are now being deployed to actually manage the project, not to try to reconcile the many spreadsheets that are coming from multiple systems, right? I mean, that's really the beautiful thing about it. But in that context, you mentioned the ability to be able to gather data from multiple areas. Obviously, many of these contracts and projects can be managed by different contractors using different platforms.
Mm-hmm.
But can you also link with SAP and Oracle, kind of the typical ERP systems that are being used? So you're able to do that as well?
Yes. We have success cases working with SAP and Oracle, and also Ellipse. Because basically we have been learning all the time with our customers, and in these 12 years on mining, we have been deployed more than one way to connect with these ERPs. Some light integrations where we are able to get directly the outputs, exported files from SAP that comes with the typical transactions inside of the ERP. Also with Oracle, using the Oracle integration bus for integrations, and any other who can provide this kind of output files. This is the light integration, where we take these files and we have parametric importers that can be provide us the way to put all this information into the system. And the other way is more sophisticated, using web services and APIs, or application program interfaces, where we make to talk the different systems with our system, and making automatic and programmed integrations between the systems using our interoperability features.
Sergio, I think I could ask another 50 questions, and I'm sure that depending who the audience is, they'll want to know about the dashboards, and they want to know about the processes, and they want to know about how you're actually creating a Gantt chart out of all the Gantt charts. And there'll be somebody on the contract side that'll be saying, my God, if you can use those mobile devices and take pictures and connect, my world changes. So there's far too much to discuss in the next 30 seconds. So I guess you and I encourage the viewers to connect with you because there's lots of opportunity to go much deeper in every one of those areas. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for your presentation. I'm sure there'll be a lot of interest in Australia. So we need to move on, otherwise the rest of the webinar will get upset with us, and we'll start talking about RMES, which is another really impressive organization coming out of Chile. We didn't talk a lot about Proactiveoffice pedigree, but they come from a very long pedigree of capability in software development and cloud applications. But our RMES comes also from a rich pedigree of more than 30 years of asset management experience to some of the largest mines in the world. And now they have established AndesMETS, an asset performance management system designed to capture online asset status information, visualize key performance indicators, log and edit historical stoppage data, perform simulation-based analysis, produce periodic custom report linked performances to the business results. The RMS suite, which is based, as I mentioned before, on more than 30 years of experience in the sector, provides deep insights in relation to economic performance across mining's, across all of the asset classes across the mining value chain. Very fascinating presentation. I'm sure you look forward to listening to Alejandro Martinez, who will now present us RMES Analytics. Alejandro, welcome to the webinar.
Hello, my name is Alejandro Martinez. I'm the Head of Product and Customer Success at RMESAnalytics. In this presentation, I want to introduce our company and products. I'd like to share with you how our technology enables a unique systemic approach that has helped large mining companies to increase their asset availability, increase their process throughput, and reduce costs. RMESAnalytics is a technology company that provides software as a service to increase industrial equipment productivity. We focus on the mining industry, where our clients represent 20% of the world's copper production. Our products are used from mine to board to analyze asset performance and asset productivity. Currently, we are working with some of the largest mining groups and service providers, for example, Codelco, BHP, and Antofagasta Minerals. Our main software, the RMES suite, is being used by the largest mining companies, including Escondida, Collahuasi, and Antamina. Our offering consists of 5 product lines: data processing to collect, classify, and validate asset stoppages, events, and production losses, increasing data granularity and data quality. Production loss and overall equipment efficiency analysis tools to identify bottlenecks, quantify production losses, and align OEE analysis. Asset performance management tools, including KPI analysis, prioritization analysis, maintenance strategy optimization, spare parts analysis, among other tools. Benchmarking tools based on digital models that provide fair benchmark at the process, equipment, and cost levels. And simulation and optimization products to evaluate improvement scenarios and forecast asset and process performance using granular asset level data. So why are we different? First, our technology enables a unique systemic approach to performance analysis. We use digital models to link asset performance to production losses. In this way, we can accurately evaluate each asset's impact on production, find actionable performance drivers, and forecast the expected production. Second, our solution embeds our experience in physical asset management consulting into software products. For example, they provide online overall equipment efficiency analysis, simulation tools, and maintenance plan improvement tools. Third, our focus is on the mining industry. Our products and technology are continuously updated to reflect the need of mining companies. Our team is not only a team of software developers, we were born as a physical asset management consulting company and have direct experience in mining operations and services. To illustrate these concepts, I wanted to show you a brief video about our products. Our main solution is the RMES suite, which combines different products into a modular solution. RMES suite includes different tools to analyze availability, runtime, mean time between failures, and drill down into their specific drivers. The overall equipment efficiency analysis tool provides analysis for production losses, including process stoppages and speed losses, for maintenance and from operations. PRO is our simulation tool. It uses digital models to provide process-level production forecast from asset-level granular data. Its systemic approach has been used for both OPEX and CAPEX optimization. Datafield is our solution for data classification and standardization, with advanced tools to simplify and automate the work of operators and engineers. I have prepared two cases that show the potential benefits of our product. The first one is a production loss analysis study that we did in a copper concentrator plant. Our customer was interested in improving the measurement of speed losses caused by asset stoppages. At the beginning of the project, they didn't have a consensus on how to measure production losses and bottlenecks. We used RMES suite's digital models and OEE tools to assist the customer's reliability and operational excellence teams. A bottleneck analysis supported changes in pebble crushing lines that led to an increase of 9% in the effective production capacities. Also, our systemic performance analysis guided improvement initiatives that resulted in 3% increase in plant runtime after a year. The second case presents an application of our RAM simulation tool in a mining project at the engineering stage. In this case, a mining company wanted to evaluate if the desired throughput for a concentrator plant was feasible when considering life cycle asset performance. We used our digital models to simulate equipment performance and process throughput. We found that the process was not only able to meet the desired target throughput, but there were opportunities to save $200 million by optimizing stockpile capacities. In addition, a sensitivity analysis over different process configuration found an opportunity to increase plant availability by 1%. In summary, we provide software as a service that uses digital models and data analytics to increase asset productivity in the mining industry. We can help you with data classification, production loss analysis, asset performance analysis, benchmarking, and simulation. Please feel free to contact us if you're interested in a proof of concept, pilot case, or potential partnership. You can also find additional information at AndesMETS.com. Thank you for your time.
Alejandro, thank you very much for a very comprehensive presentation. I think the two presentations today have been particularly interesting, very much centric around that digital world, very much centered around data, and also two companies with a very big degree of experience in the sector, not just companies that are leveraging the capability emerging from Industry 4.0, but have a deep understanding of the sector for many, many years in some of the most difficult markets. So, Alejandro, going back to some of the questions that are emerging from the audience, there's one that's talking about data field module. Can you explain a little bit more about the data field module?
Thanks for the question. Data field is an application for collecting and classifying asset stoppage events and production loss events. It has several tools to classify these events and provide practical tools for operators and engineers. For example, merging events, splitting events, creating a to validate them, etc. In fact, it's being used by several of our mining customers. It's usually the first step if they wish to standardize data classification or have more granular data.
Thank you, Alejandro. And you spoke a little bit about bottleneck analysis. What kind of data do you require to be able to progress with bottleneck analysis within your system?
Thanks. That's a very interesting question. It's a question that we heard a lot. We do this bottleneck analysis based on overall equipment efficiency focus. And for this kind of analysis, we usually work with maintenance records, operational events, production reports, and flow sheets, all data that's typically available for production processes or even fleets. We use this information to build these digital models that I mentioned, and using these digital models, analyze and identify bottlenecks. If data, for example, is online, for example, using the data field model that I just commented about, this analysis could also be done as on demand for the customer. So it's all linked, the bottleneck analysis, having more data granularity using the data frame model. In fact, that's why we built this RMES suite that combines all these capabilities.
Oh, Alejandro, thank you. There's another couple of questions popping up, and we don't have a lot of time. Again, I really encourage the audience to reach out, because the depth of capability within both Proactiveoffice and RMES are quite interesting and difficult in many cases to be able to get to all the detail. And again, depending on what type of user you are, you will be interested in many different aspects of the two systems that have been presented today. But in terms of the projects, in terms of the user cases that you presented today, Alejandro, is it possible to develop one of those as a pilot case within a company? And again, one of the questions that I asked Sergio around Australia and Chile, can you support such a project from Chile? Is that something that you're able to do in today's world? Yes,
of course. In fact, it's recommended that we do pilot cases as an alternative to get quick results with very low risk. In several of our initiatives, we have done first a pilot case remotely. And this pilot case, it quickly shows, besides the technical results about bottlenecks, about increased data quality, it quickly produces buy-in inside the organization, because they can see the results. And if the customer, which is the case that we have seen, then opts for implementing the technology, then it's a much easier implementation, because you can see the benefits that it can deliver. Well, answering if we can support this remotely, yes, it's very possible, because it's all enabled by technology, and well, we have the experience and doing projects in a similar way.
Alejandro, thank you very much. Once again, to the audience, I encourage you to connect directly with these two companies. Both of those who are companies that many years of experience in working in some of the most complex and largest mining jurisdictions in the world. So to Sergio and to Alejandro, thank you very much for a great presentation. I'll be handing over to Mauro to provide some final words, and also a brief conversation about next week's final webinar. Mauro, over to you.
Thanks very much, Rick. It's very interesting to hear today two companies that are very much related to the digital world, a world that was embraced for the mining industry, since 2016, 2017, and today there are several solutions around this this very important area that was a bit behind in the mining industry before that. So Proactiveoffice and RMS are two very interesting showcases of what you can do in this new area. So thanks very much to Sergio and to Alejandro. And we're looking forward towards next week, which will be the last session where we'll be hearing some histories and lesson learned from Macro Steel, an engineering company, and we will do a wrap-up session for all the 7 companies that have showed their solutions in these webinars. Thanks very much, Rick.
Mauro, thank you. And again, you know, it's important to recognize Australia in many ways is seen as a leading mining jurisdiction, certainly with a lot of emerging capability and technology. But in the world of digital absorption capability within mining companies, Chile is right up there. The scenario with RMES and with companies like Proactiveoffice and others that I know of, they are leading the world, and I think it's important for Australia to look towards that those opportunities and learn some lessons. I think there's a lot of benefit for the two countries to continue to increase what is already an emerging strong collaboration. So with all of that, thank you again to Alejandro and Sergio. Thank you again to Mauro, and we look forward to the final webinar next week. Thank you all. Thank you for staying with us.